Hello, everyone. This is your girl, Tanya, and I am back with a really interesting video. So, today's video is going to be all about sex. Yep, I said it there sex. Um, but it's very purely educational. So, if you're around someone that you're going to be embarrassed to listen to these things about, move away, walk away, go alone. This is going to be very educational. We're going to learn about proper sex, consent, women's body parts, pleasing yourself, things that are taboo in our culture, in Bangladeshi culture, South Asian culture, things that you're scared to ask anybody, but I'm like your big sis, so we can talk about this. It's cool. So, whew, I'm breathing because I have a lot of feelings and a lot to say. So it's going to be a long video, but it's going to be a very educational and a good one. I promise you. So hold on. So first, what is a vagina and what does it look like? My introduction to sex or the female anatomy did not come from school. Interestingly enough, I went to school in Bangladesh. When our reproductive chapter came, our teachers are like, oh, let's do it by ourselves at home. So why don't you go home and read it? So we weren't given any proper education on sex. And to be honest, I was a tomboy. I didn't like really understand sex. I didn't really care. So when afterwards, 19, when I matured and became a lady, I learned about sex from porn. And porn is the most unrealistic version of sex you can imagine. It is very male centric. It teaches you all the wrong things. So from watching porn, I thought sex was all about making fake sounds and pleasing the man. And the man comes and sex is over. So the first time I was with a man, it was horrendous because I had no idea what I was doing. It was just me grunting because that's what I learned and not really taking care of myself. I had no idea. And after I was over, I was like, this was horrible. Like, why do people even like sex? It's not even fun. Like, what just happened? And it took me a long time to understand my anatomy, my body. Disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a sex expert, none of those. These are my opinions in this video. This is how I see things and from my research and, from living through life, these are my observations. So first, we're going to learn with the basics, the female anatomy. So the woman's body part. I even drew a picture for you guys. So this is the vagina. This is a very horrible picture, okay? This is a vagina. This little nub, if you touch yourself, there's a little nub there. It's called a clitoris. Now, you have the big lip, the labia majora, and you have the little flaps that's called labia minora. If you open the flap up, you have two holes. One is the pee hole, and one is the hole where your period comes out and where the penis goes in. This is the hole that gives birth and all the goodies. And then you have the anus. So that's the basic human anatomy. And interestingly enough, the clitoris is larger than initially thought. It has a lot of parts inside. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, literally. And this little guy is where all the magic happens. This is where all the nerve endings are. So, now that we got through the basic anatomy, let's talk about sex and orgasm. Sex should be fun. It should be pleasurable for both parties. Sex shouldn't hurt. Sex should not burn. If it's hurting or burning, it's because you're not turned on enough. You're not getting enough foreplay. You're not wet enough. The reason we need to be wet enough is because the female vagina is a beautiful thing. The wetter you get, the more it has the ability to expand, the more easier your intercourse will be. So I know a lot of guys would be like, let's just straight get to the point. But you know what? Your body. You have the power to say, no, I want to play before we actually do it. So make sure you get enough foreplay. Foreplay starts in the mind. So it could be, the start with text or, just banter or anything. And then moves on to kissing, fondling, whatever, foreplay is to you. Whatever pleases your body. You have to understand this is your body. You are the controller. You are the owner of what happens here. So make sure you have a lot of foreplay before you go straight to sex. Now, Orgasms can be two types or many types, many types. But when it comes to genitals, there are mainly two types of orgasm. One is the clitoral orgasm, which comes from a lot of clitoris play. So I suggest before you have sex, you learn to play with yourself. You learn to please yourself. I wish I had done that because I did that afterwards. I got to play with myself a lot. I learned my body more. So touch yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Look at your beautiful vagina. It is so gorgeous, I promise you. So look at your vagina. Play with your clitoris. If you're scared to insert anything, fine. Play with the clitoris. Learn how to please yourself. Different strokes for different folks. So see what kind of strokes pleases you. So you have the clitoral orgasm, and then you have the G-spot orgasm, which happens to penetration. And it depends on the angle of penetration, on how turned on you are. So it's not always possible to get G-spot orgasm. Some people can orgasm all the time. Some people probably orgasm once in their life. And you know what? It's okay. Don't pressure yourself. You don't have to orgasm every time. There's nothing wrong with you if you don't orgasm. Or if there's nothing wrong with you if you orgasm every day. Trust me, it's all normal. We're all different. Everybody experiences things differently with different people. That's very important too. You might orgasm with one person, very different orgasm with the other person. It all comes down to attraction and how you feel for the other person, and also on skill levels and how comfortable you are with your body and with that person. And I feel like with every person that you experience sex with, you learn more, you learn to understand your body more, and you learn to please yourself more. Okay, now, vibrators. Very normal. Every girl should have it. I know it's taboo. People are like, oh my God, you have a vibrator. You know what? If you don't want to fuck yourself, no one will. So learn to enjoy your body. Touch your body. Experience your body. Porn is the most wrong way of learning about sex. It's unrealistic. It is very male centric. It doesn't make sense. Jackrabbit doesn't get your orgasm. It doesn't work for anybody. Maybe men. But you know what, man? If you're watching this, if you take it slow, if you engage in foreplay, if you really take care of the moment, you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna love it, and she's gonna love it, and you're both gonna love it. So use vibrators. Completely okay. Okay. Now sex drive. Some people have high sex drives. Some people have low sex drives. As a woman, if you have a high sex drive, nothing wrong with you. You're perfect. As a woman, if you have a low sex drive, nothing wrong with you. You're perfect. Please don't let anybody shame you into telling you that, oh, you have a high sex drive, oh, you're a slut. Has happened to me. I've been told that I shouldn't be having high sex drives. But you know what? It's my body, and I get to control it. The other thing, when you get naked in front of a guy, do not let him shame you, sis. Do not. Because it's your body and it's beautiful. And if he's not happy with it, his loss. Walk away, sis. Walk away. So, very important to respect your desires. If you have a high sex drive or low sex drive, honor that. Accept that. Our bodies are different. We're different. We go through different things in life that affects our sex drive, or hormones. They change. Make our sex drive high, makes it low. For me, example, just after my period, I'm a hot mess. I just want to hump everything I see. But there are other times of my period where I don't want to think about sex at all. It's overwhelming for me. So very important. Also, be gentle in the beginning when you first start the intercourse. Be very gentle. Ask the man to be gentle. It really helps when you are gentle with yourself and you start slow and you really take your time to enjoy sex. Yeah, we have those quickie moments, that's fine. But then I think for women, it's very important to get aroused. And I think we need around 10 minutes to get aroused. So just take your time, kiss, talk about sex, dirty talk, whatever you need to do. But, be gentle with yourself. And as I said, sex shouldn't hurt or burn. If it's doing those things, that means you're not turned on enough. You don't have enough lube. The other thing you should use is lube, especially when you're in your 30s. Not that anyone in their 30s needs to see this video because I'm pretty sure you know your thing. But lube is the magic word, sis. Even if you're, beginning, it's like the first time having sex or the second, third time, lube changes everything. So get a vibrator, get a good lubricant, water based, I would say, oil based are my preference. So those are the things that I strongly believe in. Body positivity. Just sleeping with this guy. He's lucky already. You're beautiful. And if he says anything stupid to you, he doesn't deserve that body. Walk away. Okay. Now, the other thing, interesting story. When I first started having sex, I used to fake it every fucking time. This one time I faked 5 orgasms in an hour, and the guy thought I was a goddess. And then he stopped trying because he thought that's what all women do. Women just orgasm magically. But it doesn't happen like that. And you have to train your man or whoever you're with to understand your body. And if you fake it, he will never understand it. If you're doing it to stroke his ego, that's gonna backfire in the long run because in the short time he'll be like, oh my God, yeah. But in the long run you're gonna resent it and be pissed off and be like, it doesn't feel good. And you're gonna lose your interest in sex. So don't fake it. Sometimes, says I get it. It's been a long day. You just want him to get off, and stop trying. I get it. But train him to please you and not fake it. Because faking it in the long run, oh my God. Like at this point in my life, I don't fake it. If you can't make me come, you can't. It's some days it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And if it doesn't happen, and if he keeps trying, thank you so much. That's beautiful, but it's not going to happen. Okay. Now, oral sex. Sis, we need to talk. If you're sucking his dick, he needs to reciprocate. Nothing wrong with oral sex. If you're doing it out of love for him, he should be going down on you too. It should be a two-way street. Talk about it. And if it's not reciprocal, then I don't know if this relationship is equal. Talk to the man, be transparent, be open. Man, woman, whoever you're with, just talk about it because if you are going down on him, he should be doing it to you too. Okay, now all the fun talk is done. Let's talk about something very serious, close to my heart. Consent. Consent, consent, consent. Consent. Okay. It's your body. And it's your sex drive. And when you let a man inside you, you're giving him permission inside your body. Permission. And it has to be an enthusiastic yes. It can be, okay, fine, let's get it over with. Or, no, I don't want to do it, but but I don't want to say no because then he's going to be mad or he won't like me anymore. Or, oh, he's my husband. He's going to like throw a tantrum and it's going to be like, oh, let's just get it over with. No. Every time you have sex, every time in your life, it should be consensual. And consensual means it has to be an enthusiastic yes. It has to be like, yes, I want to do it. I want to have sex with him. Not like, oh, fine, another night. Let's just get over with. Because when you keep doing it, you start resenting yourself and your body and your partner. And consent is very important because if you don't teach your man consent, and suppose you guys are not together, he's going to go do it to someone else. As women, it's a responsibility to teach the men in our generation consent. If you don't want to give him a blowjob, you don't have to. He can't force you. You can just say no and walk away. It has to be an enthusiastic yes. When he says, please suck my dick, it has to be like, yes, baby, I'll do it because I love you, or I'm turned on, or I like it. It can be because you're like, oh, he's going to get mad. Oh, I just want to please him and get this over with. No, 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 no. It's your body, it's your mouth, it's everything. Like, this is yours. You have to be enthusiastic about it. I know in our society, consent is very difficult to understand because men are not taught consent. Women are not taught consent. But We owe it to ourselves to teach ourselves consent and our kids and our men because we can't keep getting violated as women years after years. Marital rape is real. So if you're married and if your man says, it's my right to have sex with your husband, or I'm your boyfriend, I need to have sex with you, or you have to please me, I need it. He keeps begging and begging and begging. That's not consent. That is rape. Rape isn't what you see in the movies where the guy's like, nahi, and like grabs you down. No. Rape is when you don't say anything. You don't say yes, and he still goes away and has sex with you. Rape is when you say no and he still has sex with you. Rape is when you're too scared to talk because of the situation or the abusive relationship and he takes advantage of you. That's rape. So respect your body and no is no. The only time anyone should be having sex with you is when you are saying an enthusiastic yes. Please tell this to yourself and understand that it has to be an enthusiastic yes, not just a regular yes. Okay, now let's talk about protection. Okay, or contraception. It should be a discussion that both of you should have. If you're going to use condoms or IUD or birth control pills or pull-out method, you should talk about protection. If he's not using protection and if you want him to use protection, that's wrong. He should be using protection if that's what you require. Because remember, at the end of the day, it's your body that's being, loved or that's being involved in this lovemaking process. It's your body that it goes into. So you have to really decide what kind of protection contraception you should be using. And please have the conversation about contraception because suppose the man comes inside you. A few months later, you realize you're pregnant. And he's going to come at you and be like, oh, but you didn't say anything. And as a woman, you're standing there, you're like, what the hell just happened? So please talk to your man about, or woman, or whoever it is, about protection. Okay, one of the things about consent is when someone wants to cuddle with you, kiss you, that is not permission to have sex. So if you're telling a man that I'm just going to cuddle or kiss, it's not you asking for sex. You asking for sex is when you say, hey, babe, let's have sex. That's when consent for sex is. Okay, talking about STDs. Interesting concept. So, this one time I met a guy, a brown guy, and I just asked him a joke. Like, you've probably been with a lot of girls. Like, did you get an STD check? He said, boys don't get STDs. Dead ass. He said that. He did. And he believed it. This man believed that men can't have STDs. So, very important to talk to your partner about STDs. As in when they got last tested. You're only as clean as your last partner. So, it's very important to get tested regularly. It's very, very important that you know his sexual status. Because as women, if we get STDs and sometimes it gets undetected, we can become infertile. Chlamydia, syphilis, HIV. There's a lot of STDs out there that can have long-term effects on you. So please talk to your partner. STDs are serious. Before you have a new partner, talk to them about STDs. Get yourself checked before you sleep with a new partner because you're not only putting yourself in danger, you're putting someone else's life in danger too. So as a woman, it's your responsibility too to get checked. Both of your responsibilities. Okay, so we talked about STDs. Okay, now some other things. If you're a virgin, just know that it's okay to be a virgin. There's nothing wrong with it. I know when I was younger, there were people I was very embarrassed because I was a virgin until I was 24. And I was really embarrassed. I would sometimes lie to people, or if I told people, they would just not believe me and think I'm lying. It got really embarrassing at one point, and I just started lying to people. I'm like, yeah, I have sex. If you're a virgin, it's okay. If you had 1,000 partners, it's okay. No one can tell you otherwise. At the end of the day, what you choose to do your body, as long as you're not hurting someone, what you choose to do with your body is okay. And the other person should respect you. Now, my last few notes is that love yourself, as in really love yourself. Use your hand, use your vibrator, get to know your body. There's you can have orgasm through nipple play. Have orgasm through vagina play. You can have orgasm through mind play. Literally, believe me or not. So wait and see what works for you. You know, get involved in talking openly about your sexuality or your sexual feelings or your wants and needs with your partner. Your partner should be equal when it comes to sex. Sex is not a male-centric activity, sis. It's 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 called intercourse because there's two people intertwined who have equal pleasure. And I guess it's good because we have more nerve endings, we can have more orgasms. So we can really get more out of sex than a man can, really, truly. So, love yourself, explore. Please use a vibrator, use your hand. Oh my God, use your imagination. Have sex with yourself, play with yourself. It's so important for you to really understand your body before you let anybody else understand it or welcome someone else. And please remember consent. It's our responsibility to teach our men consent. Unless it's an enthusiastic yes, it's a no. If it's silence, it's a no. If it's okay, it's a no. Yes is an enthusiastic yes. And I can't say this enough, but please, ladies, you don't have to do anything you don't want to please any fucking body because it's your body. Anyway, I'm done. So, as your big sister, I hope you like this talk. If you have any questions, if you want to know more about sex, anything really, anything can help you with, please let me know, DM me, and I would love, absolutely love to help you more. And this is my advice as your big sister, my diary, and this is from my bed, and I'm signing off. Have a great day. Bye.